Um, Not looking good. Not looking good. So, based on this report here, Paradise Lost, which was supposed to be the apparent Wonder Woman series based about the Amazonians. It was supposed to be an HBO Max series. It was initially rolled out part of James Gunn's 10-year plan. But Paradise Lost was supposed to be the connection into, of course, which is going to be the inevitable Wonder Woman in the DCU. Well, based on this article here, Paradise Lost dead at DC Studios as focus shifts to Wonder Woman reboot. Now, before I dive into the article here, I do want to go ahead and just initially, I already know how people are going to be online. I already know. Oh, James, they're changing this, they're changing that, and look, I get it. I get it. Look, Marvel's done the same thing, guys. Just so you know, Marvel's done the same thing. Yeah, they had initial rolled out, and that's good. I'm glad. James Gunn had it. They had a 10-year plan, but things change, things shift, and it's all part of it. Now, we've there's been a few things we've lost so far. I know there's still some things that are slowly in the works, right? And so, people are a little impatient, with some of the projects that he mentioned on his 10-year slant that we haven't got yet. So it's really interesting to see. We already lost the Authority, which I thought was going to be really interesting to see come live action. That would have been pretty cool. We haven't got any really much news about Brave and the Bold. Swamp Thing, is Swamp Thing still a thing, right? Waller, there's been mixed news about what's going on there, plus Booster Gold. And so all of them are slow tracking. However, on the flip side, we've actually added projects instead of these, right? One, there's going to be the Mr. Miracle series. We're also going to get, we got Man of Tomorrow, right? That wasn't announced in the initial slate. And then we got Blue Beetle coming. We got the DC Crime series, right? Clayface. I don't think he mentioned Clayface to begin with, but maybe he did. I'm not sure. So it's really interesting to see, what's going on, what changed, what happened. So let's dive into this article here. So it says, now, when DC Studios announced its Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, slate 3 years ago, one of the most surprising projects was a TV show titled Paradise Lost. While both Superman and Batman were promised big screen reboots, there was no mention of Wonder Woman. Few details were revealed beyond it exploring Themyscira. That's the place where they live. I butchered that. Forgive me. Passed long before Diana Prince was born. Game of Thrones was said to be the inspiration. And that sounds interesting. That does, doesn't it not? So DC Studios CEO James Gunn and Peter Safran may live to regret the day they announced that slate, especially as Brave and the Bold, The Authority, Swamp Thing, Waller, and Booster Gold have either fallen apart or found themselves stuck in development hell. Now, mind you guys, this was all supposed to be for over 10 years. So, I didn't expect everything within the next 5 years, However, several other projects are still being developed. Clayface, Man of Tomorrow, Blue Beetle, DC Crime, and Mr. Miracle. The Sergeant Rock movie has seemingly fallen by the wayside. That was another one, yeah. Supergirl scribe Anna Noguera has been tasked with writing a Wonder Woman movie where she does. So where does that leave Paradise Lost? Well, it's not good news for those of you looking forward to the series. According to John Roca, of course, check out the John Roca show, man, on YouTube. Sources are telling me that DC was meeting with writers for Paradise Lost, was taking pitches from Paradise Lost, but they've been informed that the project is dead. Paradise Lost dead. This will not be happening as a TV show, and not dead in the sense of like, well, they're just going to wait for a script. They're being told, writers and these people who've pitched storylines for Paradise Lost to be a showrunner or for the movie going around, they've been told that the project is dead. No longer in active development, dead. That is a massive bit of news because I think a lot of those people felt that it was a little weird that they were going to be doing a show based, of course, on Place to Yeah, I'm not even going to try it again. And it was last summer when we first learned plans for Nogueira to write a Wonder Woman reboot. She's someone James Gunn and Peter Safran clearly have a lot of faith in, and this will mark the playwright's third DCU project. So, really interesting. Now, it goes on to say here, Nogueira also wrote Teen Titans for DC Studios, which has yet to be officially greenlit. So we're going to be getting the Teen Titans too. So Paradise Lost is out the window, really, with John Roca in his quote there, I mean, he pretty much said it perfectly, right? Like, isn't it a little weird that we're doing a show just based on the Amazonians, when we really could be diving into one? Now, look, it's definitely outside the box. It's outside of the box. And if done right, I bet you it could be a good show. I bet you it could be compelling. It could be almost kind of like that Dune prophecy in a way, where it's about the Ben Jesuits and, the women and the power and the control. And, it could be done right. It could be, for sure. But this is interesting to hear, interesting to read. So Paradise Lost dead. That slate that they rolled out 3 years ago, it is probably going to be something that they regret for sure. Because a lot of these projects have not come yet, or there's not a lot of news, not a lot of development that we know of. Of course, we're not behind the scenes. We're not there working day to day to see what's really happening. We know we've lost some. We know we've lost the Authority. Is Swamp Thing still a thing? Booster Gold. I mean, these are some I'm really excited for. Brave and the Bold. Look, Batman needs to take a break for a second. We all love Batman. We all want to know who's going to be the DCU Batman. We all know. We all want this. I get it, but Batman. We still got Robert Pattinson's Batman series, which is really good. And that world is awesome. Superman. Let it build. Let it build. You impatient people. Okay. Just let it build. Let it build. It is going to be okay. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Was this something you were excited for? Were you excited for Paradise Lost? Did you like the idea of this possibly being a project or, coming into fruition? The Game of Thrones aspirations to it. Let me hear what you guys think down below. Let's get some chatter going there. But that is it on that. All right. So, man, I hope they get it right. That's all I'm saying. I hope they get it right.